Okay, I think we're live. Sorry for the delay. Yeah, I have to go live here on my tablet because the cell phone is just not connecting well. So hopefully everything's working out here. But yeah, hopefully hopefully everything will be fine. But yeah, I'm going live through my tablet right now because that's the only device that'll pick up an internet connection. So, but yeah, we'll get to the chat. This is just a little out of my element from what I'm used to doing, but I'll get to the chat and all that in a minute. But hopefully you guys can hear me and see me and all that stuff. But yeah, tonight we're going to be watching Creepshow, one of my all-time favorite horror anthologies. I'm sure most of you feel the same way, and I guess depending on how the night goes, maybe we'll get the second one going. We'll see how things go. But yeah, we'll see how all this goes with getting through the first movie here. And yeah, look, movie link is provided at the top there, and the movie's about 2 hours, so we'll probably be between 2 and 2.5 hours if we don't have any internet connection problems. So we'll just see how the night goes. But all right, yeah, I can access the damn. This is not the way I'm used to doing things here. I gotta pull this up on another device. Okay, we got 5 people in the chat right now. So we'll get to the comments here in a moment. I'm just trying to make sure that this is running clearly through another device here. All right, yeah, all right, looks like we're good to go. All right, so yes, we have. All right, is that point? All right, yeah. All right, so we got Clifford Freeman's here. What's up, Cliff? Sorry for the delay. Hopefully all is well with you. We also have Greg Brewers here too. What's up there, Greg? Hopefully all is well with you also. Where did my coat go? Okay. Stephen King's maximum drug overdose. Oh man. All right. Got Anthony Chobits here too. What's up, Anthony? Yeah, I was. Why didn't you join in the fight, Anthony? You should have climbed over the barrier and got into the fight at medieval times, man. I've never been there before, but it looks like it's worth the money. It looks like a good time. But all right, so yeah, that's pretty much it on comments right now. But yeah, so yeah, Creepshow. That's I think everybody generally likes this movie, right? I think the average horror fan really does enjoy this movie. Growing up with this movie, I remember I used to like randomly find this on TV and like random parts, throughout the 5 stories. And it was just always something that mesmerized me, always something that just found a way to just pull me in. And, like the one story or I should say probably 2 stories that really never resonated with me was The Lonesome Death of Jordy Verrill, and the last one with the cockroaches. They're creeping up on you, or whatever the story's called. I kind of forget right now. But, over the years of watching this movie, though, it's a perfect anthology from front to back. It really is. But out of all the stories, too, it's not exactly easy to just land on one and ignore, all the other ones. But I think the one with the crepe monster is really the one that resonates with me and stands out the most. But yeah, so yeah, other than that, though, got a package here from Johnny over at the Wild Guys. We'll unbox this, see what the hell that's all about. And I'll just probably just go over some like random like Creepshow memorabilia that I have in my collection and stuff like that. So we're like almost 5 minutes into this, so we'll probably get this started the average time about like 20-30 minutes into this, but I'll let you guys know. We'll do a proper countdown and all that. But yeah, I mean, I'm wearing a Halloween shirt tonight. I have a bunch of different Creepshow shirts, which I did not have washed in time to do this stream, which is not, I should have wore a Creepshow shirt for this stream, but I didn't. But other than that, though, I mean, you know what? I should have pulled this out. I would really recommend, like, if you guys are fans of Creepshow, to pick up the comic book that you can get. You can get this on Amazon, I believe, for like maybe, I think I paid like $16 for this, something like that. But yeah, I would definitely recommend picking this up. And for me personally, like when I watch this movie on my own, I really do like to sit here and go through the comic book slowly as it just evolves on the television screen for me. I find it just to be such a more enjoyable experience, really, especially with all the classic illustrations and everything. But obviously this is not an original comic book, but it really does the job for what it is. And yeah, it's these not really the best quality in these, like they really, I think they could have did a better job, especially with the spine, with gluing this thing. Probably could have stapled that in a bit more. Actually, there's no staples at all, it's just glue. But yeah, a little cheap on the quality side with this, but it does the job. I mean, $16 for this thing. I think that's what I paid for this thing on Amazon. But like over the years, like it's Creepshow is really something. It's, as far as like memorabilia and movies and stuff, it's just whenever I see like a new like a release or something for the movie, anything released that has anything to do with Creepshow, it grabs my eye immediately, and it's usually something I have to just pay out of pocket for. But yeah, I do have the NECA 40th anniversary Creepshow figure, which I do have out of the box, which is the creep right here, which is overall well crafted figure. It comes with multiple heads. I think it comes with like 3 different heads. 2, or let's open the box real quick. Yeah, it comes with 2 different heads. You're probably gonna get a glare on that, but yeah, it's hard to see that. Comes with a mini comic book, the creep holding the burning candle and everything. But I think NECA did an outstanding job for this, for the 40th anniversary, for being an ultimate figure and everything. The one figure that I'm not very pleased with, which I think is on the other side of the room. I'm not going to pull that out because that's just a pain in the ass. The Toonie Terrors figure that they made. The figure itself looks very nice, but like, why did you have to make the feet so difficult? Like, it doesn't even come with a stand. That's bad enough. So you have to like get your own stand for it. You can always buy like a multi-pack of NECA stands for your figures. But it still doesn't stand up on the stand. It still finds a way to just fall off the stand every time. But yeah, it also got a Funko Pop. This is from the Creepshow Shutter series. It's not an active show anymore, and probably for the best on that, because that 4th season, that was fucking terrible, man. It's just, there wasn't one story where I was like even like halfway on the fence about. Like, it's just, oh man, I don't know. I don't understand like what they were going with the Creepshow series on Shudder. I just really don't understand that, because it really had a great start. The first season I think was fairly good for what it is. Second season had some good stuff in it. And then I remember the 3rd season, they announced online, like, we're going to have a lot more monsters and creatures and stuff in the 3rd season. And that 3rd season wasn't all that great. And then that 4th season really just pokes a little too much at comedy, and it just doesn't blend the horror and the comedy very well for what Creepshow is really supposed to be. But yeah. Also have one of these, what is this again? This is from Mego. This is also from the 40th anniversary, from the Father's Day segment. the Nathan Cranton, the the miserable father from the first segment. It's only about like 17 minutes long, but that's probably my only issue with the opening story is the fact that it's not long enough, right? It's only about like 17 minutes long, but it is a good way to just intro into a movie like this, though. That's for sure. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's well, tonight, I have the regular Blu-ray, and is what I'm going to be watching here. I picked up the 4K, which this movie really does pop on 4K. That's one thing, that's for sure with this, and most of you guys should be aware at this point with Scream Factory is pretty much looks like they're going to be closing down shop and just gutting everything out and saying goodbye to physical media altogether, which is that's very disappointing to hear. I think it's for them to be closing doors like that. I remember when they first opened up in like 2012, they were releasing like Halloween 2, Halloween 3, The Funhouse. That 1988 movie Prison, Death Valley. It was a real unique first line or first wave of movies that they released there, and over time they ended up acquiring some kind of contract with MGM to get all their horror movies, or at least a good amount of their films. And yeah, I mean, Scream Factory was far from perfect, that's for sure. There was some issues there, here and there, especially with the Friday the 13th box set. We had to do a disc replacement program between like 3 different movies throughout that set, but at least they acknowledged that and got that fixed. But once they sold out the company, they sold it to other people. They actually had the balls to tell people, if there's any errors on the disc, you're just going to have to deal with it. We're not doing disc replacement programs. Like, wow. Like, holy shit. Wow. I found that very surprising, but it's, but besides all that, Scream Factory is something that really does dominate my collection. I think I probably have all the collector's edition stuff I have on this side of the room. All the regular standard stuff's over here. I had to put that in a dresser drawer because I just ran out of room. And I think the last time I counted, I probably have at least somewhere around 280 or maybe 300 Scream Factory titles in my collection. And this is also the Steelbook edition. Yeah, I'm getting terrible glare on this. I'm in widescreen too because I have to do this on my tablet. But yeah, me personally, I think some of you guys might be able to agree with me that this really is the holy grail of horror anthologies. I think this really just, sets the bar for what it is with horror anthologies, and yeah, it just does such a great job. It's, even the cast throughout it too, Leslie Nielsen, you got Ted Danson, Adrienne Barbeau, which I think is up there as just really one of her best performances of all time. Another movie that's really underrated from her is Two Evil Eyes. That's only 2 stories from George A. Romero. The other one's Dario Argento. But I think she's really good in that too. But nothing beats her just being that fucking bitch. Call me Billy throughout that Great Monster segment. But yeah, let's get back to the chat, and we'll just see how the night goes here. But hopefully you're all having a good weekend and all that good stuff. And at least I can actually read the chat a little bit more compared to my small cell phone. All right, where was I? All right, so we got, Tom is here from the Undead of Night. What's up there, Tom? Hopefully all is well with you. Thanks for stopping by here. So like my tablet's like right up against my TV because I don't have a proper stand for it. That's another thing. I was like panicking, like shit, I don't know where to put this thing at. I'm lucky to even be in the frame right now. Stephen, where did my Coco King? Yeah, that doesn't roll off the tongue too well. I think you are right about that though, Greg. It's Maximum Overdrive. That'll be 40 years old next year. Maybe we'll get that one on the list. I actually have seen that on the big screen before. It was at a 24-hour horror movie event that ended up being one of the movies they screened. But I'd really like to see Maximum Overdrive get that full unrated cut. Like I think I remember hearing that those elements are just like kind of lost, haven't been located. So I don't think we'll ever get that. I think those uncut scenes have to do with the kid getting run over with the steamroller. Like once, like the soda machine kills the baseball coach and all that. I think that's where like most of the movie has got its, where those uncut scenes were pulled out of. But I don't know if there would be anything else that could possibly be, pulled apart from that movie when it was. But and yeah, we also have Shamarlos is here. What's up there, Scott? Good to see you here. Hopefully all is well with you. All right. Greg is saying, I don't know why I can't view that comment now. There was a Creepshow comic that was a companion to the movie. I remember checking it out in my high school library. Really? That's interesting. Like I never had really anything like Creepshow related. When I was a kid, like growing up with this movie, I never had it on like VHS. I remember having the actual Snapcase DVD from Warner Brothers, and then the first time it was ever released on Blu-ray from Warner Brothers, I still have that edition, which is as standard as can be. But I think once Scream Factory released that, do I have that over here? Yeah, I do. When Scream Factory released that slide box edition that comes with this comic book, yeah, it comes with like a little booklet here on the inside. That to me is when the movie really popped in HD. Is when they released this, and I believe it did come with a 4K. Yeah, it did have a 4K scan on this too, which I believe is what you get in the 4K set when you buy that. But yeah, the movie looks fucking fabulous in 4K though. That's for sure. I was really surprised by that. Anthony's saying I'm wearing Top Gun or probably watching Top Gun. That's a movie that like like I bought the double pack for Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick because I kept hearing about how good Top Gun Maverick was. I've never been the biggest fan of Top Gun really. And yeah, like going back and watching Top Gun, I remember actually watching it in 4K because that's the edition I have. It's in 4K or whatever, and I found it painful to get through. I was just like, yeah. I also remember having the actual from the late 80s there, the actual Nintendo game, which I found to be such a pain in the ass to play that game. But I still have to watch Top Gun Maverick, though. I haven't seen that yet. But, apparently it's better than the original. That's what I keep hearing from people. But Marlos is watching Sleepwalkers. I watched that right before October. It was like sometime around like the end of September I watched it. I had that on Blu-ray from Scream Factory. That was another one that they released to us. But I mean, on the topic of Stephen King stuff, tomorrow is 35th anniversary for Graveyard Shift. If anyone is, interested in that, I know a lot of people don't really care for that movie. Graveyard Shift, personally, like that's a movie, another one I would find on TV a lot when I was a kid. Never really cared for it until I started really, collecting movies and going back and just giving the movie a chance. Like I had that movie in like multi-movie sets, like a triple feature set. I think there's like a Paramount Pictures DVD set where it's like an Animals Attack set that has like Silver Bullet, Graveyard Shift, and like Pet Cemetery, I think, but yeah, Graveyard Shift. To me, it's just the atmosphere, and that really does it for me. And I think that is the creepiest, most disgusting, dirtiest basement I've ever seen in a movie before. But it's I don't know. Stephen King adaptations aren't for everyone. I even like the ones that aren't all that great. I don't know. I've always enjoyed watching Stephen King adaptations when I was a kid, and I just never grew out of that. Scott's eating fish and French fries, fish and chips. That's what they call that. Yeah, Creepshow, spectacular. Anthony had pizza and water for dinner. It's an interesting combination. At least you're not like one of those like overweight goons that's like wants to like eat a whole pizza and wants to justify it with a Diet Coke or something, you know? I never understood that. Like, what? You may as well just fucking just drink a regular Coke, dude. You just pounded all that greasy ass food, man. Diet Coke's not gonna do anything. And we got Russell Collier's here. What's up, Russell? Good to see you here. Hopefully all is well with you. All right, so we're like 21 minutes into this. We'll get this started soon. Yeah, you know what? It's funny you mentioned that, Greg. You know, the Critter series. I couldn't even finish that, man. I don't know. I can appreciate the effort with some of these things that get revived. I can appreciate that what they try to do, but yeah, the CGI was bleeding from my eyes. That's for sure. But speaking of Creepshow 2, the Hitchhiker was our favorite in Creepshow 2. Thanks for a ride, lady. Yeah, that shit is hilarious, right? I mean, by the end of that segment, when his face is completely annihilated, he's like, he can't even talk, doesn't even have a jaw left. Getting his face pounded by the Mercedes Benz grill. That's like when she's like crushing his face into the tree and shit. But it's another reason why we're going to attempt to do both movies here. And if we do the second movie, I am going to end this stream and set up the second one, and then we'll go live like a few minutes later. I'm just going to need a break after doing that if we can get a stream going here. But yeah, I like all three stories and Creepshow too. I really do. And I had the Blu-ray Arrow box set here, which has just been released on 4K in this same exact set. I think it's in the red box too, but it's a shame that they weren't able to get that pinfall story that they give you in the comic book here. This little thin comic book they give you. It's a shame they weren't able to get that one accomplished for the film, but it is very interesting. I find, when you sit down and you actually read that comic for Pinfall, it seems like a really good tale of revenge, but I don't know what happened there. I think if like Warner Brothers was still backing Creepshow 2, we might have gotten 5 stories, because you only get 3 stories in Creepshow 2. Probably would have had at least 4 stories with the pinfall one, which is has to do with like a bowling team that does someone dirty and someone comes back from the dead and gets revenge on these guys. But where's my cake? How was I at? Oh, right. Yeah, Greg saying, I like old Chief Woodenhead. Yeah, you got George Kennedy in that, man. George Kennedy. He's a great actor. Yeah, Cliff saying, Chief Woodenhead was cool. Yeah, it really was. And as Russell's mentioning, there's something that tied you over story. I can hold my breath for a very long time. Where's my cake? I swear to God, like when you hear that distorted voice from Nathan Grantham, I feel like you can hear the dirt in his throat. It's just like when he's trying to talk. It's just like it sounds like there's like nothing but like mud and dirt on top of his vocal cords when he's trying to like get that out. Where's my cake? I want it. It's mine. Yeah, the one with the roaches is funny. Yeah. It's funny. Like I feel like now when like I watch that segment, because of like the subtle racism in it, it's like shit, dude, you can't do a movie, you can't do a story like this nowadays. And some people are gonna get real butthurt over that shit, but to me, it just that's obviously 1982 is a different time, but just really just adds a very authentic feel to that. It's a miserable businessman who's obsessed with just living in nothing but cleanliness and everything. And yeah. Oh, it's so gross at the end too. When you see like the the actual like cast stunt double and all the cockroaches coming out of his neck and shit. Oh man. But yeah, I never get tired of Creepshow, man. It's not Halloween. It's not the Halloween season without Creepshow. Yeah, hopefully you guys had a great snoozer with that Night of the Creeps stream. All right. Have you seen The Sinful Dwarf? No, I know Synapse Films released that one. That's one I really do want to see at some point though. It's good to see that, it looks like the genital warts queen's got nothing else better to do but hang out here with us tonight. Yeah, keep telling yourself you don't have the genital warts anymore, Jen. Good luck with that. But yeah, all right. So I just need a minute here. I'll be right back. Don't know how to do this on my tablet. Give me a minute here. We'll get the movie going. If you guys want to get yourselves situated and ready, we'll get this going here soon. Don't know how to do that. All right. So we'll just leave that be. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. I don't know what the fuck I did to the screen there. All right, I got it fixed. All right, you guys ready for a 10-1? Let's do a 10-1. But apparently Russell, I'm not. I don't know if like I know you're not like a big physical media collector or anything. I'm pretty sure that is available uncut on the Synapse Films Blu-ray. I don't think that's been like upgraded by anyone else to my knowledge. But I've really got to pick that up, man. That's the movie that's been off my radar, really. But we might be doing a movie we might be doing sometime soon, maybe this week. We might be doing Lady in White, which was recommended by Stacy over at Acres of Movies. So yeah, we might be doing that one. That might be coming sometime soon before Halloween on the channel. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, other than that though, I just got nothing else better to do. Oh, Jen. just really like go find something to do. Go drink yourself to sleep. Whatever it is you like doing, just nothing. Girls got nothing to offer, man. What a snoozer that fucking stream was. Jesus Christ. Yeah, bad choice of a wig to wear too. Oh my God. Glad you're history. All right, let's do a countdown. Where's my fucking remote? I don't think I need that other one. Oh wait, I forgot to unbox something there. We'll do it. We'll get the movie going and I'll unbox the package. All right, if you're all good to go, we'll get the show on the road here. I had hog jaws and pig's feet for dinner. You watched D. Snyder's Strangeland? It's a movie it's a movie I feel like is a product of its time. You know, it's an early 2000s movie. You know, in that era where it just seems like the horror genre was kind of lost a bit there. I don't think that movie has really aged that well, but there's worse movies out there, that's for sure. Yeah. And you know, like another thing, like, well, one thing I do like about that movie is it introduces the whole horror concept into the world of the internet. So it is like one of those movies that's like, you know, like it's one of the first ones to really kind of mix the internet into the horror genre. Unlike that other fucking what's that movie Fear.com? You guys ever see that one? That was a real fucking turd clunker, but something that hasn't aged very well. But you know, D. Snyder's Strangeland, it's an okay movie. Could probably give it a generous 7 out of 10. Something like that. Where was I at? Yeah, great. So you're mentioning Rumpelstiltskin, right? It wasn't that a full moon movie? The '90s, something like that. That was the stupidest fucking thing I ever watched. Yeah, Rumpelstiltskin's not for everyone, right? So yeah, Tom's mentioning Lady in White is great. They just added that the Tubi. Okay, that's good to see. Yeah, like another reason why I'm waiting on doing a stream for that because I'm supposed to have a copy of that arriving tomorrow. So I'm gonna wait for that to show up so I can actually have it on my screen, so I don't have to like watch it on my tablet and do a stream at the same time with it. But that's a movie I remember catching on. That's another one I remember catching on TV at a very young age. And the funny thing is, like, I remember when I caught it on TV, it was like out of nowhere. The little kid Frank is like reading the story about the like the Loch Ness monster. He's like at school and he's like scaring his friends with this story. And then the two kids want to play the prank on him with stealing his knitted hat, and then they leave it inside like the cloakroom or whatever. And then he gets locked in that room. Like to me, like I found that so terrifying in a way. Like as a kid, and I was just like, "Fuck! I hope no kids at school ever do this to me." It's like wow, but yeah, it's a movie that it does capture like the fall season, the fall atmosphere very well. I know it does like ride through like the Thanksgiving and Christmas season and everything, but it really is it's a great story of like a solving like a murder mystery and everything, which is apparently the lady in white is this ghostly apparition that's just this tall white ghost, this lady wearing this like white long gown or whatever. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to going back and watching that. It's a movie that's really eluded me for a while now. So let's go ahead and let's do a countdown. If you guys are good to go, we'll get this going. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit play. Three pulse films were cool. What are they? Three pulse films. Drawing a blank on that right now. I feel like I have an Asian film in my collection with that title Pulse. Where's my damn TV? Yeah, this stream's not working out as well as I would like. No, I really don't need that actually, as long as the movie's playing. But who would have thought that Tom Atkins could play a miserable father, right? You know, someone who's found his way to getting getting Jamie Lee Curtis's pants and Stacey Nelkin the following year with The Fog and Halloween 3. Apparently, the little boy is Stephen King's son. I got some garbage I want to throw away. Daddy, it wasn't like that. Please don't throw it away. I'm sorry. The little kid really cherishes his Creepshow comics, right? Russell's watching Halloween with the Addams Family. I haven't seen that in years, man. That's probably another thing I haven't seen since I was a kid. Is that even available to own in a physical form? I'm not too sure, but I'd have to look into that. That's why God made fathers, babe. You see that crap? All that horror crap? Things coming out of crates and attacking people, coming back to life for Christ's sakes. People turning into weeds. Imagine having a father like this. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, so it's on YouTube. That's good to know. Yeah, Tom's saying Stephen King's son, Joe Hill, or it goes under the name Joe Hill, has written a story in the Creepshow series, right? Is that the first one? The Gray Matter story? I think that's the one he wrote. I'm not too confident on that, but I know I know he wrote something, but I've actually seen this on the big screen before. I've seen Creepshow on the big screen before, an original 35 millimeter print, and it was also like one of those prints where like the edges were rounded off on like the corners, which was like really unique to see the movie that way. You have Fritz Weaver in this too, who's also in that Tales from the Dark Side story in the closet with the little creature, the one that Tom Savini directed. Yeah, to me, it's just it's not the Halloween season without Creepshow. Really, it's just I can't. This is one movie I can't get through without watching. So we are on the Father's Day segment now. All right, let's unbox this package. See what Johnny over at the Wild Guys sent. Let's see here. Where's the damn box cutter? Where'd I put that? There it is. To my knowledge, this was probably a waste of time. Thanks to Jen. It's my fault for being nice to people. Never pays off to be nice to people, apparently. Alright, you got, wow, this thing was packed very nicely. What is in here? Alright, so make sure we got all that out of the box there. Says here, from haunted halls to booty calls, use this soap on your CWO balls. Eat some candy too later, bro. So yeah, he put a little message in there. I think this is soap. Yeah, it's, I don't know if you guys can read that message there, but yeah, that was very nice, very ballsy. It says very nice of Johnny to send this, but yeah, I think it is soap. It doesn't like clearly. I don't know. I'll have to like really open this up and take a closer look at it. It says ballsy on there. You know, it's just. It's heavy though. That's another thing. Like I feel like I could knock somebody out with it. Like if I threw this at somebody, like they would have like some damage on their head. Like yeah. But yeah, thank you to Johnny over at the Wild Guys. You know, I'll have to take a closer look at that later when we're not watching Creepshow. Yeah, we're moving into the Father's Day segment now. Moving into the actual story of Nathan Crantham. Screech to a halt, they say. So now they're going to go into the whole story of Bedelia murdering her father without actually going into every single detail, right? Shit, I clicked on the wrong comment there. I meant to click, well, we'll do that real quick, but yeah. We're also saying Halloween, the night no one came out. I got a mess on the floor now. There's the other remote. Now I can turn this volume up a little bit. Yeah, Tom over at the Undead of Night is saying, yeah, Gray Matter is King's. His was the one with the Lake Champlain. Okay. He also has a story called the Wolverhampton in the Creepshow comic series. Okay. All right. Thanks for relaying that, Tom. I knew he had some involvement with that. I wasn't exactly sure, but all right. Yeah, we have Johnny's here now from the Wild Guys. He enjoys Shonky's ESTs. Oh fuck. Oh man. Thank God. Thank God my fucking junk is never gonna meet that fucking. It's a shame, man. That girl just does everything to make sure that I am living in misery. I'll never understand that, but I don't know, man. But everything made sense the other day when she told me that she's not taking her fucking meds for the bipolar. I was like, fuck you, man. Just really don't even talk to me right now. Like, this is why shit has been blowing up lately, because you don't want to take your meds. You motherfucker, man. But yeah, again, I just have to stop acknowledging that. So pitiful, just really is a shame, man. Just a total waste of time. So gotta stop being nice to people. Bedelia, where's my Father's Day cake? I know George Romero is really like to use that ashtray in like all of his movies as like an Easter egg, you know? I know it pops up in like movies like The Dark Half and maybe it popped in Pet Sematary. Or no, he was supposed to do Pet Sematary. He didn't do Pet Sematary. I can't think what other movies right now. I just know that, or maybe it is in Two Evil Eyes also. I think it might be in Two Evil Eyes. But like, I think for the most part, George A. Romero has like really tried to, have that same ashtray incorporated in his other films. So I guess Bedelia lives with the guilt of killing her father throughout the years, right? So every Father's Day, she goes and visits her father's grave and puts back a bottle of Jim Beam, takes out her fucking anger on the tombstone there. But this one particular time, she goes and visits the grave. She ends up fucking summoning a little bit more than she bargained for, right? Don't let a creep show happen in your pants. Yeah. Oh. Sorry. God, I love when that hand just comes ripping out of the grave. But it is kind of crazy how it goes from sunlight to dim light. Out of nowhere, it just gets dark as shit, like so fucking fast. Not something you really. I don't think it stands out in like in a way of error, really. But this is the shortest segment, though. Where's my cake, Bedelia? It's birthday, Bedelia. Wait. Oh man, I wish I could. I don't. I don't know. I know I sent you the link, Johnny, but you probably don't have time to come up with money. That was the last stream when we showed that fucking dancing stream. It was like copyright claim popped up on it. I was like, Jesus Christ, not a big deal. So it's not a strike, so it don't matter. Mrs. Danvers. I hate the way she talks. That older lady, the older sister of Bedelia. They're proper bullshit. So yeah, Tom's saying the ashtray is also in the series episode House of the Head. That's the one with the little dollhouse, right? I think with that little girl from The Walking Dead, from the later seasons. I think that's the one you're talking about. Like one of the movies I think from George Romero that really doesn't get a lot of recognition is Night Riders. Rarely ever hear people talking about that one. That's all right. So maybe it's not George A. Romero's like best work, but I still really enjoy that movie. Earlier today, I went back and watched some of the Just Desserts documentary. I watched some of that because that was like a total of like 2 hours. I couldn't finish the whole thing, but I went back and watched some of that. And I haven't watched it since buying that Blu-ray, but it is really cool to see like everything in like Tom Savini's house that he has as far as like creatures and masks and all types of stuff that he's made over the years. Yeah, that is one fucking decrepit cemetery, right? There ain't no groundskeeper, keeping up with this place. Jesus Christ. I wouldn't even want to be in this cemetery during the day, let alone at this hour. What's his name again? I think his name's Hank. That's being played by Ed Harris. I think his name's Hank or whatever. He kind of, yeah, he stumbles over the Jim Beam bottle, but then he goes to take a back step and falls into that ditch, into the hole. I feel like I could have got out of that very quickly, but he's so like afraid to move and realizes the tombstone is on its last edge right there and it's about to land on him. Why don't you just pull yourself out of that hole there instead of sitting there watching that thing getting closer and closer to the edge? But yeah, he goes to move, he pulls on the hand of the dead corpse of Bedelia. But then he does see, he sees the corpse of Nathan Grantham. Splat. Where's my cake? I want it. It's mine. Don't let go. How's this drunk bitch dancing by herself?
Where is
Well, I want it, and I'm hungry, and I want my dinner.
I don't even like it.
No lights are out in the kitchen now. No sign of Mrs. Danvers. Mrs. Danvers. You want to talk about snapping someone's neck here? Jesus Christ! I want my cake. Man, puts her head on backwards. Rich, stuck-up people.
Go to you, Richard. Please. Please. Look, my darling. He is your husband. Richard, I'm scared. Sorry. Look, I swear.
Why are you scared?
Please, Richard.
So she's making her brother go out and go find this guy that he doesn't even like.
Come on.
Are we conserving energy? It is a real surprise, though, when the corpse just comes out with the cake, man. Woo! It's Father's Day, and I got my cake. Oh my God! That shit never gets old, man. And we move into the next story now as the creep turns the page. The lonesome death of Jordy Barrow. You done it now, Jordy Barrow, you lunkhead. Holy old Jesus. I'd be dipped in shit if that ain't a meteor. So yes, we are on the lonesome death of Jordy Barrow. Oh no, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Right away puts that shit in his mouth. Puts his fingers right in his mouth.
Wonder how much they pay for it up to college.
Wonder how much they pay for it up at the college. This is Danvers. Let's fix this a little bit more. Get a little bit more in frame. Alright, there we go. How does $50 sound? $200. Anita Barrow didn't raise no widgets. Idiots. Who says idiots? Pay off that bank loan. Gotta cool that some bitch off. There ain't nothing that's gonna fix your brain, Jordy Barrow. But, you know, like, growing up with this movie, like, this was one story that I really didn't care for that much, but I really do enjoy this one a lot more nowadays, going back and watching this. I mean, the whole movie, really, nowadays, but... $50 for a broken meteor. I want to give you $5 or whatever the fuck he says. You lunkhead. I mean, what's the difference if the meteor's broke or not? I want to give you 2 cents. Jordy Barrow, you lunkhead. Barrow's luck always in. Spell that kind of luck B-A-D, bad. Oh, that liquid looks so gross. Looks like it has like glitter in it. Something like that. Some kind of glitter material. Meteor shit! Shit's sizzling and turning green. Maybe I can glue it together in the morning. Yeah, I guess back in those days, you must be gotta be lucky to have some kind of TV, right? There's no color in the TV, nothing. The time ticks by here. I love that sound effect that actually does show up in the Tales from the Dark Side show. That echoing sound. And all that green shit is growing right to his doorstep. Everything he's touched is turning to fucking plants. Such a bizarre story, really is. But it works, man. It really does. This is where he's thinking about having his fingers amputated at the doctor's office. I'm sorry, Mr. Vero. Those fingers are gonna have to come off now. He's got a fresh, hot cleaver just waiting on the side. This is going to be extremely painful, Mr. Vero. Stephen King's so good in this, man. I know Stephen King, like, for the most part, he would like cameo in a lot more of his like later adaptations and stuff. But I don't know. I think he should have tried acting a bit more. Should have showed up more in more movies, I think. I think he's a great actor. Just not so great when he's trying to, I guess, direct and do drugs at the same time. Be right back. All right, sorry about that. Where did I put my remote? He's coming out on the porch now. Everything's fucking growing, man. It must have been a hell of a time to decorate this set, man. Yeah, how you gonna solve this one, Jordy?
No.
Oh no no no.
No, 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 no.
Russell saying 26 years old when I first watched this. The fuck I'm old. At least you're still kicking, man. At least you're still with us, man. Have you seen the film Crawl? Watching it now, never seen it. You know what? That's another one I have in a DVD set, but yeah, it's been years since I've seen that one, man. I think that is like a sci-fi type of movie. I'm trying to forget right now. I, I feel like I'm like picturing the artwork right now in my head. Oh man, he's got all that green shit on his hands. He just mixed all the remaining vodka with that orange juice. Crawl with a K. Krul. Yeah, 83 movie. Yeah, it's like a sci-fi adventure movie. It has Liam Neeson's in it too, apparently. I haven't seen that in ages, dude. It seems. All that steam is just radiating off of the green plants and everything. Great colors throughout this too, but you know that is really like the one thing about Creepshow that stands out the most is really just how colorful and vivid the segments are, especially when someone's getting killed. He's about to jump into that water. Man, Jordy's taking all his clothes off now. He's about to jump into that water. Oh no, not there. Jordy, this is your daddy. You're not gonna get into that water now, are you? Yeah, if he gets into that water, it's gonna make all that plant material just grow on him. He's screwed either way, right? I think he's screwed no matter what he does. Meteor shit. No, the Fifth Element or Outer World. I'm a bit more familiar with the Fifth Element, but both great movies right there you mentioned. That growing plant material is a bit too itchy, isn't it, Jordy? He jumps into that tub. Like, I don't know, man. It must have been a hell of a time decorating this set. Even the taxidermy fucking animals on the walls. Everything's got the fucking plant materials just growing all over the place. It's where he wakes up now. He's a full fucking plant monster now. The only one thing left for Jordy Barrel to do, right, is to end his life. Please, God, let my luck be in just this once. Please, just this once. Blows his dome off. Really is a creepy segment, and you see the full outcome of everything. It just totally, all that, everything from that meteor just totally consuming Jordy Verrill there. And it fades out with the radio playing, with the guy talking about soon Castle Rock will be totally consumed in plant material. So we are moving on now to Something to Tide You Over. A classic love triangle and a story of revenge. They're both the same film. Yeah, technically, yeah. Which brings up a good question there. Yeah, I agree.
That may work on TV, but I can bench press 300 pounds. I'm going to look out. Don't call.
I think another thing that's great to have Leslie Nielsen in a movie like this is like, having him out of like a straightforward comedic role, which is what I'm used to seeing him in, Naked Gun, airplane movies, stuff like that. But this is a bit more of a serious role for Leslie Nielsen, and I feel like you don't really get to see that much often, really. I mean, until you see him at the end of the story, how hysterically crazy he is, realizing that he's done a couple people dirty and they come back to get him. But this is a great segment, though. So timestamp is currently 37 minutes and 15 seconds. All right. I got to go use the bathroom real quick. I will be right back. Bear with me, guys. I'll be back real soon.
Son of a bitch, I'm going to kill you.
All right, I'm back. But like, Leslie Nielsen's character in this, man, he's just a type of rich asshole, doesn't like to give out his possessions. So I guess, his lady friend, well, I guess he saw her a little bit more as a love figure. I think that's where, some relationships with people get a little twisted sometimes, right? Love gets a little blinded, and people become a bit more as a possession more than someone that you actually give a shit about. How can you love someone when you actually view them as a possession, though, right? Um, and if I remember correctly too, you know, the actual woman in this is the same actress from Dawn of the Dead, the blonde-headed girl, who's also in Madman. I believe it's the same actress, which doesn't really. She only pops up on like the TV screen, I believe, in this. So. Fucking corduroy pants. Notice how the water creeps in when the tide's out? The water creeps in.
Now look. John, not far enough. Harry, not nearly far enough. Now you're thinking of becoming a hero.
It's a tough situation here. Would you be willing to just jump into that hole? That wet, sandy hole? You got a gun pointed at you, but if you get shot, you're gonna get, you get shot and killed, you're gonna get put into that hole. So it's a tough situation there, right?
Sorry. Good boy, Harry. Good boy. Now, Harry, I want you to kneel down and start pulling the sand into the hole. No way. Go ahead, shoot me if you want to, but I'm not going to bury you alive. Not a bad idea. Not exactly what I had in mind.
So yeah, he's gonna end up getting buried up to his neck. You're gonna bury both of them up to their necks. I think, one thing I would like to see in this segment, I understand you got to keep these kind of short in a way. But what is it exactly that revives the both of them when they die? What is it exactly that makes them come back as corpses? Is it the whole revenge factor just alone? But I don't know. I feel like if we could have had this fleshed out a bit more, maybe we could find out why these two actually come back as corpses. We don't see any kind of supernatural element that brings them back in any kind of way. But, this is an anthology based on short stories. I get that. These are just random things that I think about sometimes while watching this movie. I mean, yeah, being buried in fucking wet sand like that really is like being buried in wet cement.
I could really cover you all the way up tonight here.
But, apparently Ted Danson did not have a good time making this movie.
Oh, no.
No, he was, like him and the one actress, they had to do like body casting and stuff. He was not a happy camper about that at all. Which is probably another reason why you don't really you don't see Ted Danson in horror movies after this one. What other horror movies did Ted Danson do after this? Really none. I mean, I can understand being buried in sand. You can even see he's got sand in his ears at one point. Like, okay, but dude, you're being paid good money. Just shut up and deal with it, man. He got a blue crab right next to his face. Nothing you can do about it because you're buried in 6 feet of sand. So now he's gonna hook up the TV and make him watch his significant other suffer the same fate that he's gonna suffer with being buried in this hole. Showtime.
Great video. I love it. Just look at the quality of that video.
Somebody!
Becky!
No!
Becky! Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. She lost the coin toss. I had to bury her further down the beach. Couldn't even leave her a monitor.
She lost a coin toss. I had to bury her down at the other end of the beach. What was up with that coin toss?
That's some kind of special effect.
It's some kind of special effects trick.
Let me assure you, Harry, the VCR is not on play. It's on record. It's safe. Dude, you're part of my whole movie. You're insane.
This guy is obviously filthy rich to be going to these lengths to do this to two people. This is what a sick obsession does to someone.
Salty, underneath, holding your breath, and you're waiting for that wave to come and going back out so you can snatch a quick breath.
I mean, like, it's, drowning is already bad enough, right? But knowing that your hands are like right there, but they're just incapacitated by wet sand that feels like cement. It's a helpless feeling, right?
Now that's going to make it part of the friends. Oh, tide. Coming in. Getting there. So I have to plug along now. No. Enjoy the show.
So he's gonna make him watch his significant other suffer with the tide coming in while it comes in for him at some point.
Come back here, Richard. Come on, Richard! Come on, Richard! Please!
Nothing Harry can do. Greg's still here. Yeah, that's it's all good, man. As long as you're having a good time, fine. Oh, now the TV's short now. The tide's getting higher. All that technology's burning out now. They use this same music in Planet Terror, or really during the fake trailers during the Grindhouse music, the Grindhouse movies. It's definitely used during like the Thanksgiving trailer, that's for sure, with Eli Roth Thanksgiving. Jesus Christ. This guy's got a beach house or beach view house and everything. Right on the water. All the security, camera footage he could buy up. Jesus Christ, it's all about wasting money. Yeah, he's gonna sit there and watch them both suffer as they both drown. I don't know. I don't think that's worth it, man. There's plenty of other broads in the world, right? It's just not worth it, man. Speaking of the sand, have you seen the sand? What is that? Let's look that up. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Is it a 2015 movie? Ooh, this looks like one of those like sci-fi originals. The beach is killer. The sand. So yeah, Greg saying he got Ted Danson. Cheers versus Leslie Nielsen, Police Squad, Naked Gun. Yeah, this one right. So now Harry's underwater, man. I can hold my breath for a long time. We'll have to see. Russell, you'll have to let me know what movie you're talking about. I think it's this 2015 movie. Looks like a disaster. After an all-night party, hungover revelers awaken to a beating sun and a carnivorous beach that devours anything with a heartbeat. Kind of reminds me of that 1980 movie. What is that? Blood Beach. Remember Blood Beach from 1980? Just another one that's due for an upgrade at this point. Now it's the next day. Goes to check up on the two victims. They're nowhere in sight. Current pulled him out. He's gone. Yeah. Good old footprints in the sand, right? They'll lead up to the payoff now. He's wearing an expensive Fred Perry suit. Back then, that was hot shit back then, man. Fred Perry jumpsuit. Got his VHS collection. Greg saying, yeah, Police Squad was based on an old black and white television series with Mod Squad. Same intro, the same cop. Highlights. Oh yeah, the fog's creeping in. I think that's one thing that he's overlooking here. Richard's not paying attention, right? No reason to get jumpy here. Yeah, right. Every reason to get jumpy here now. If you're actually paying attention to your security footage there, Richard. fish in the tank there. That's all those fish that are in that fish tank. Pricey shit right there. The seaweed corpses are coming in. It's Harry and his bride come to get revenge on you, Richard. You know what? I don't understand. I'm just looking at the stream right now. There's 30 likes on this stream right now. What the fuck happened there? Yeah. Huh? I guess I do schedule things way ahead of time, so maybe people hit like on things and then they just don't show up. That's probably what happened there. That's still a big number though.
What's up there?
Yeah, the whole situation's sitting uneasy on Richard now. Who's out there? I got a gun.
What?
What word?
You want what? I remind you, dear boy, I have the gun. I suggest you get out of here, or I'll shoot you.
Or I'll shoot you.
Fair warning. What?
Fair warning.
I'll shoot you then. Get out of here, Redwood.
You can't shoot us dead, Richard, because we're already dead. We dug a hole for you, Richard, on the beach. It's showtime. The gargling voices and everything. Let's come down to the beach. He's all freaked out now. You screwed up, Richard. I still would like to see what it is exactly that revived them. Maybe just a bit, like 5 more minutes to focus on that. You can hold your breath. Yeah, those colors really stand out. Apparently, Richard can hold his breath for a long time. Highly doubt it there, Richard. You reap what you sow there, buddy. All right, moving on now to the crate. All right, give me one moment. I need a refill. Be right back.
Dexter, you are such a child. How you and Henry both? At least Henry has me to take care of him, don't you, dear?
Like you need Dexter Stanley. I distinguished professor as well. Yeah, me with the break. What a lovely day you have.
Oh, just call me Billy. Everyone does. You need someone to show you the roadside, you just come to me. I know all the best stories.
All that public shaming bullshit. When I go outside, like I try to
Mine or renting? Oh, well, we were renting. Just as well. Buying real estate in College Town is a friggin' pain in the ass. Take my word for it.
it's because I get harassed by
Oh, I just take care of Henry.
and they have a satellite on top of you,
Did you ever meet a manager?
so they have control on your internet. You just need into that. I know all about it.
Oh, well, we can take care of that. You just come on with me. Henry, you stay here until I get back.
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that.
Oh, it's fine. Now take care of him.
All right, I gotta get the dog real quick.
That Dick Stanley hadn't had a contact. He'd have been out of it.
All right,
So when Parker told me,
gotta put you back to bed.
I told him he ought to get laid.
All right.
Parker, I said, if you just have your asses fall, you wouldn't have to spend all this time playing Emily Vanderbilt.
Adrian Barbeau is so good in this segment. Oh, man, this phone's dead. All right, got a little bit of battery on this one. Are you guys available to play some chess? And creep on younger women?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, thank you. That was damn near my Governor Bill Prize for his study. Work.
This thing's all fucked up.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Thanks. Oh.
Just call me Billy. Everyone does. Fuck. That over there. Yeah, so what's the story in this is like, a janitor calls up like one of the guys that's like a college professor. He ends up finding this expedition box underneath a staircase, something that reads like June 19th, like 1834 on it. Old dusty box. They think they hit the jackpot, right? This really is my favorite segment out of everything in Creepshow. I really do enjoy this one. I think it's just such a well-crafted story, You got a guy who's obviously sick and tired of dealing with his bitch of a wife. Just doesn't shut the fuck up. And he manages to, get rid of her while also getting rid of the problem itself. Obviously, he's always dreaming up ways to kill Wilma. Blows off her fucking head at a fucking party, and everyone's golf clapping. Great shot. Bullseye. George Romero always has his wife as a cameo, so I think she's a great starring actress. Or, well, not a starring actress, more of like a character actor in the background, really. I told you to bring one of those kids in the monkey suit to bring the car around.
A little kid. I swear to God you are. I mean, where would you be without me to take care of you?
That's the type of woman you gotta kick to the curb quickly, right? Not she's gonna consume the shit out of you. June 19th, 1834, Arctic expedition. They think they really landed on something valuable, right? Old locks on this shit, all covered in cobwebs. Oh, man. Charlie Garrison, right? Send him out for a burger. Come back. You're gonna come back and be the burger, right? What are you guys talking about down here? Yeah, I had to put her back to bed. Well, I had to let her outside because she's about to pee on the floor. So I had to let her outside real quick. Yeah, she's Yorkie, 5 years old. She just turned 5 at the end of September. Though Fluffy was called Cuddles in the comic, I could be wrong. Yeah, you might be right. Let's double check that. You might be right, man. Double check that. I mean, even this isn't like 100% accurate either, but. Oh, it really gets thinner at the end here, doesn't it? The fuck? Am I missing like a whole segment here? Or am I not reading this right? Oh, it doesn't go in the same order as the movie. That's right. See, in the book, the crate monster story actually goes before the Something That Tied You Over story. So just tell it to call you Billy, you bitch. I'm not seeing that like that line in there right now, like at the very end of it.
Don't just leave the pot soaking like you did last time. Throw them and put them away. You and your intellectual friends are gonna play chess. You're gonna have to leave a mess for me.
It is one thing that's really interesting from like the differences in like the actual comic to the movie is the dialogue is a lot different. It really is. It's just. I mean, at one point it's just like, and no good at all in bed, and Dexter And Dexter Stanley may be a rapist, but at least he's still got some ram in his Rambo. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? This really is like super bizarre in the comic here. I'm trying to see like the cuddles thing that you're like talking about here, Greg. I don't see it really, or if it's a Fluffy. Fluffy was chalked or called cuddles in the comic. I'm not seeing both, but I feel like you're right though. I'm not seeing that pop up. Like I feel like if they were going to refer to it, it would be at the end of it, and I'm not seeing that either. But then again, this isn't 100% accurate either. It's another thing. Just tell it to call you Billy. Hours later in the kitchen of the Northrop home. Beast. Woke up. So now this is where they're prying open the box now. The janitor. Yeah, they're getting all the nails out. In for a fucking vivid surprise. Oh, I'm not seeing it, man. Yeah, it's not popping up here. But again, like I said, this isn't 100% accurate. Just trying to go over the dialogue in this illustration here. Yeah. So the crate monster story in the comic here actually goes before the something that tied you over story. Oh, there's something in there, Doc. Oh, something shiny. Oh, Christ, looks like some emeralds in there. He sticks his hand in. Bam! Oh, it's biting me. Help me. I don't know. I think to be fair, like last thing I would think there would be some creature living in this box, right? But I would have to get that fucker open all the way to start assuming that there's some kind of jewels and emeralds in there. Oh, Fluffy's coming out now. Say goodbye to the janitor. He's Fluffy food now. Even like, gotta love the blood going into the socket. Socket's shorting out. Okay. No, I think the crate story just really stands out. It's just something I never get tired of watching throughout this whole movie with all 5 stories. You know, Fritz Weaver, he plays a really good frantic person in this moment, man. Just all over the place. He can't get any words, any proper dialogue out of his mouth. Yeah, so Fluffy manages to get himself back into that crate and back under the steps where it's felt safe and warm all these years. It's pretty far out, Professor Stanley. I mean, a well-respected guy like Professor Stanley, right, comes up with this crazy ass story. Do you buy into it? I mean, I think you buy into it just based on his body language, right? I think that's enough right there to be like, what the fuck's going on down there? I think we've both been taken off on a hell of a toot, seeing Tasmanian devils. The Charlie, don't go down there. Talk about a crime scene. Jesus Christ. Charlie's all distraught now looking at this shit. You think I'm crazy now? You see the blood? Yeah, see, that's another thing. Relaying all this shit and seeing that evidence, it's going to make you look like you're a psychopath. Yeah, right. Yeah, you're right, Russell. Never read the comic. It's, it is just, I mean, like what you have here, like what you could buy on Amazon with this is really just a reprint of what the original comic is. I just always forget that, the actual comic, like the stories don't go in the same order as what you get in the movie. I think the actual order of how the movie presents everything, I think it goes along a lot more smoothly, but it's really not that much different. It's, you just, in the comic, you get the crepe monster story before something to tide you over. Now I hear some racket going on under the fucking steps. Gonna need a little bit more there than a flashlight and a wrench, buddy. He ends up wanting to measure the bite radius on the bite, like the bites on the fucking boot and everything. It's so good. Oh man. He wants to measure the bite marks. You have a well-respected professor here, just completely distraught. I would take his word for it, honestly. I'd be like, fuck it, dude. I'm not going down there. Oh, here goes Fluffy. It's somewhere upside down with a wrench. It's like, come get me, buddy. No, make love to me, Fluffy. And just takes a chunk out of his neck, slashes his face, smacks his head up against the wall. Oh, God. Oh man, this really is the most fun you could ever have being scared. It's such a great and true tagline for a movie. And he's still holding on to fucking Charlie's boot. But this is really why I love this story, because of the fact that, you come across this old ancient box with this creature inside. You have this guy who's sick of being with his miserable fucking shit-stained wife. And he finds a way get rid of her and the monster all at once, and he can live in peace. You know, it's such a perfect scenario. So he decides that, you know, he's going to get him a bit more drunk, going to get the professor a bit more drunk, put something in there, some kind of handmade cocktail there to make him pass out so he can take care of things, clean up the situation, and get rid of his shit-stained wife.
I can't do anything for you unless you stop me goddamn delivery. Just slow down, tell me the whole story from the beginning. Can you do that?
It's all of us are far from perfect, you know. Sometimes we all need to get corrected on things. But yeah, the gore effects are great in this, right, man? Really were very convincing stuff. But before the professor's drink and everything kicks in, get him sedated and knocked out. He talks about that one cliff to get rid of it. This would be a perfect place to get that monster back in the box and throw it off the cliff. Everything's just falling into place for fucking, his name's not Dex. What's a Hal Holbrook's character? I can't remember his name right now. Henry, that's his name, Henry. Yeah, so he's gonna smash up some pills. But that shit. Yeah, let's have another drink.
Blasted out of my door. Just one more. Let me talk this over. No.
And I'll be right back before we get into the final act here. All right, sorry about that. Yes, no, Henry's gonna go down and investigate all this shit. Well, guys, I don't think we're going to be doing Creepshow 2 tonight. It's a possibility we might get this going tomorrow night for Creepshow 2. Plus, it looks like there's other streams going on and all that anyway. Or at least that's what I'm seeing with notifications and all that. But, yeah, if we had like a heavy chat and everything going, I would do part 2, but it's just a very thin night, as it usually is here on the channel. Just is what it is. So we're just gonna, finish out the next story and then call it a night. I see Stacy's here. Acres of Movies. What's up, Stacy? But yeah, thank you for recommending Lady in White. We're gonna get that one on the channel. I should actually have that tomorrow. Should have a copy of that tomorrow. So yes, we're gonna get that scheduled here on the channel soon. So just keep an eye out for that. We'll get all that together and everything. We also have George is here. Sailor Outlaw. What's up, George? Thank you for stopping by. We are on the crate segment right now. We're coming up to the final act on the crate segment. So we still have one more story to go and all that. But hopefully everything is good with you, Stacy and Greg. I'm sorry, not Greg, George. And Akers is saying, would you like if the next Halloween has a twin Loomis? One good, one evil, one that makes Michael more worse. That one really makes you think. Stacy always makes you think with these questions, but it's wow. I don't know the answer to that one exactly. Would you like if the next Halloween has twin Loomises? I'm gonna say no. Still thought provoking though to bring up that question. Still really thought provoking. Stacy saying terrific. Len Carew died great in that, and Alex Rocco. So now this is where Henry's writing the letter to Billy, pulling her into the situation. That just this story is just fucking so fucking good, man. Like I almost feel like you could like you probably could flesh out every story into like a full 90-minute feature. But I feel like this is the one that would really have me locked in. Like if we were like watching like a full 90 minutes of the crate, Oh gosh, she's drinking brandy with milk. You fucking sick bitch. Brandy and milk. Man, Adrienne Barbeau, man, is really good at playing a bitch, man. Between this and also like her performance in Two Evil Eyes, that's another thing, man. Just knockout performances, in my opinion. She's also really good in John Carpenter's Escape from New York. Obviously, in The Fog too. She's really good in those movies, but to me, she stands out the most in this and also Two Evil Eyes. It's another thing is like Henry is really going to prove at the end here, like he's really been the smart one the whole time. He's let you just be a bitch on a stage of fucking awfulness, really. Just go ahead, be a bitch. I'm gonna fucking deal with your bullshit, but one day I'm gonna find a way to get rid of you. He calls her down to the laboratory. I'm down here, Wilma, in the laboratory. I'm proud of Mika Monroe, Stacy saying. Did I miss that comment? Oh, it's like a double up on that. Stacy saying, yeah, I agree. This is a great story. I read that for a feature. I think Lady in White was locally made and filmed in Upper New York area, and the special features on the Fox DVD were good. I was looking into the shit, where they filmed that at again? Like in the movie, it might be like fictional, but like I could have swore it was like looking into it was like in Wisconsin. I could be wrong on that. I don't know exactly. Because even looking up the name of the cemetery was taking me to Texas, and I was like, how the fuck is this ain't Texas with this fall weather? Like, no. But like, yeah, like it's like another thing is with Lady in White, like I was briefly explaining like in the beginning of the stream, I haven't seen it in years. I haven't seen it in a very long time. And I remember when I caught it on TV as a kid, it was like right at the point when Frankie was reading that that scary story to his classmates. And two of the kids decide to pull a prank on him, and they steal his hat and they throw it in the cloakroom, and then they lock him in there. I remember, like, when I was like first watching it as a kid, I was like, yo, I hope that never happens to me. Like, I hope no kids ever do that to me. Like, you know, what the fuck, man? And like, you know, he doesn't, you know, like I guess his dad was worried that he wasn't home. And the next day is supposed to be like Halloween or whatever. And, or maybe that was like Halloween night or whatever it was. But like, he had like a ghostly experience inside the cloakroom, and it ends up being like a really good tale of like a murder mystery and everything. So, but yeah, I should have a copy of that tomorrow, and I'm going to try to get that scheduled for this week. So it's, yeah, thank you for mentioning that though, Stacy. And yeah, we'll get a watch party going for that. And just a very appropriate movie too. It's another thing. I just really forgot about that film. It's just something that's just hasn't been on my radar really. And it's not like it's a standout, like over the top graphic horror film or anything. It's nowhere near like what that is, but it is a really good, you know, Lady in White is really good storytelling overall. And I'm really excited to go back and watch that again. Yeah, Adrienne Barbeau, yeah, and Escape from New York, yeah. Her and Harry Dean Stanton. I haven't done a watch party for Escape from New York. At some point, we'll get that done. That and also Sold on Precinct 13. Those are two, you know, action-related type films. Really good movies early on in Carpenter's career. All right, yeah, take care there, Johnny. Yeah, thanks for the soap, man. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and be safe, man. Yeah, Stacy saying, yeah, thanks. I hope you like it if you haven't seen it in a while. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing just the whole thing again. That's another thing, because like I only remember like bits and pieces of it, and I remember when Scream Factory announced it on Blu-ray, I was like, I'll pick that up at some point, and then bang, out of nowhere, it went out of print. It was like, fuck, I should have jumped on that a lot sooner. Yeah, of course. I think it's a great horror tale. It really is. It's what, Lucas Haas? I think he's playing like the main character of the little boy in it. Here comes Fluffy coming out the crate now. Finally shutting Billy up, putting her in her place. Just tell it to call you Billy. Oh, shit. Ugh. This is a bit much for Henry, right? For him to take, you know. Sucks, man, you know. He cared about this woman his whole life, but he got tired of her bullshit, man. She had to go. She had to go. Too much to deal with at Emerson Hall. Real to life and crime aspects. Yeah, right. It's I'm really looking forward to watching that again. Yeah, I'm just, you know, I'm glad I made that post, and like, you know, just was reading your comments. I know like you were mentioning some other films that Tales of the Quad Dead. I remember, like, I've never seen that movie. Sometimes you hear people talking about it, not so much all the time. I forget what else you mentioned, but as soon as like you mentioned Lady in White, I was like, fuck. And like you also, like, you did mention it during another stream I had. I was like, damn, like, I remember that movie. I got to go back and watch that again. It's just so appropriate for this time of year. So it's really do appreciate you mentioning that. So it's more than likely going to be one of the next streams you'll see on the channel. I'm just going to try to get that in there this week. So sometime soon it's going to happen. So now Henry's locking up the crate. He's got Fluffy back in the crate where it's felt safe and sound all these years, you know. thing's been locked up since June 19th of 1834, you know.
I didn't see anyone, not a soul. And this time of year, and no other.
Everything. The whole situation's just working out. It's middle of the night, you know. There's no one to question anything of what's going on here. I mean, at the same time, like, do you really think Billy has like real friends that are like, you know, concerned about her? Like, I think she's probably managed to repel everyone away from her. So it's not like anyone's probably like, hey, Henry, where's Wilma at? Where's Billy?
Where did they go? How much did they eat? I don't know.
Now he's gonna go take it to he's gonna go take the, you know, the crate monster to this off cliff quarry here and get rid of it. All the pieces are falling into place. Yeah, Creepshow, body bags, nightmares. Yeah, nightmares is another one. I feel like nightmares. It's not a perfect anthology, but it's got some interesting stories in that. I mean, you got the Emilio Estevez arcade story, which I think at the time was just very relevant with like technology and video games and everything at that time. I think there's like another one with like a rat story in it. There's like another one with like a psycho killer in it or something. It's not a perfect anthology, but I still feel like there's really enough there to like, you know, pull you in and keep your attention though. So, but you know, I've always been a fan of body bags though. That's for sure. John Carpenter's body bags. I mean, in my opinion, seeing Sam Raimi play a dead guy, I've never seen anyone play a better dead guy in my life than Sam Raimi in that movie. So that's really fun, that one. You know, even Wes Craven in that gas station segment in the beginning, he's creepy as fuck, dude. That's another good cameo in that. Yeah, it's fucking Wes Craven, you know, he's trying to get the college girl to come out of the booth. Hey, you want to drink some? Yeah, I got some brandy in the car, or whatever. I got some whiskey or brandy in the car. Man, he's a real creep in that one. I love horror anthologies, man. I feel like with horror anthologies, even if there's a story that doesn't hit home for you, doesn't do a lot, there's always going to be some other story that does it for you. And even the stories that might not hit for you, there's still enough there to keep you watching. That's what I feel like is so satisfying sometimes with horror anthologies. Stacy saying EMF and Neon are trying for a new horror anthology called Pumpkin Carving. That one is likely for streaming. Okay, I'll keep an eye out for that. You know, I did watch the new VHS Halloween, the newest installment in that anthology series. That was quite interesting. I you know, far from perfect, had some creepy moments in it, but was really interesting. Also, Rick Baker pops up in it too, which I thought was pretty surprising to see at one point. But we are moving on to the final story now. They are creeping up on you. The cockroaches and the most miserable white man of all time, right? This guy has this most immaculate clean apartment in New York City, aka Hell's Kitchen. Guy's firing people left and right. E.G. Marshall, I think his name is, the actor who's also in The Great Christmas Vacation. Not as a main character, but he does pop up in that. Goddamn bugs. I'll get them all. This goddamn building. So many bugs all over the place. I'm going to get them all. Goddamn bugs. He's so pissed off at the cockroaches in this movie. Stacy saying, do they got nugs in Pennsylvania? Nugs. Do they got good nugs? I guess you're talking about like weed. Yeah, we got some good bud in Pennsylvania that I'm aware of. Tom Atkins, Tom Atkins has a great had a great career. Night of the Creeps, this and Halloween 3 more, and Wild Tale. I love him. Yeah, I agree. He's he plays a great miserable father in this, right? How about another shot, Dad? He's stabbing the voodoo doll in the neck. He's like,
What are you doing in the office at 9:30, George? There's no overtime at the executive level, you know. Oh, yes, sir, I know that. Pacific Air Dynamo.
yeah, the gas station one has great shots. I think like if I had to pick a favorite story out of Body Bags, it would be the gas station segment. It really is. It's great, man. It really is good stuff. I remember originally catching that like on Showtime too as a kid. And it was actually at a friend's house. So that's another thing. Because like I didn't have the premium channels. I had like the basic cable. I remember being at a friend's house one night and being like, yo, let's watch this, dude. Because like, like originally, like apparently Body Bags with Showtime, they were trying to compete with HBO and Tales from the Crypt. Is like the whole idea with that. They wanted to have an anthology show to compete with HBO. Didn't work out at all. And they managed to salvage it and turn it into a movie, which is why you get 2 stories from John Carpenter and then you get the one from Tobe Hooper. And for some reason, Tom Arnold shows up at the end of the movie. I'll still never understand that part of it, but that was Showtime's attempt to compete with HBO with Tales from the Crypt, and it just didn't work out that way. So it just ended up being a Showtime made-for-TV movie kind of thing.
Now we won't have to go for the seat of the board of directors. Never run good news into the crowd.
It doesn't matter where he goes, there's a cockroach crawling on him. I love when the cockroach gets in his cereal. His grinded up cereal. Oh, man. They breed in the crawl spaces or in the conduits. And in the very core of the building itself. Got one on his hand. Ugh. Cockroaches don't bother me, but if you got them in swarms, fucking yeah, they're gonna bother me. Like one cockroach like that wouldn't fuck me up so bad. But if I was like covered in cockroaches, yeah, I'd lose my damn mind. Even as that disinfectant spray, he's spraying on these things. Bastards. Now, E.G. Marshall, I think, plays a great, miserable, rich boss in this. He really does. But the way, like, this is, like, projected and everything, just like the way it is, you really can't do this nowadays with, like, the subtle racism that comes off and everything. It just, it's a little touchy nowadays. It's really just, I think another thing that's good about this segment is just it really is just like a time capsule of its thing. It's just very fitting for its time back then. Fortunately, you can't do something like this nowadays. You're gonna have people all bent out of shape. Yeah. I think that sums it up when he's playing the fucking air violin. He's listening to the fucking bitchin' wife on the phone. He's playing the air violin. That just sums up the type of person he is. How many men have you killed, you monster? Only the stupid ones. Excuse me. Now I got this bug problem, so we're gonna have to finish this conversation later on. I hope you die of cancer, you bastard.
Would you mind telling me who gave you my private number? I'd like to fire it.
You might tell me you gave out my private number so I can fire them. Oh, I'm sorry, I just missed that comment. Yeah, Wes Craven comes back to life. He is fit and ready to direct, and he's in his 30s. No scream, he says. You run Universal. He wants a 3-picture deal. What do you steer him towards? Wow. Shit. Ready to come back. Wow, 3-picture deal.
You like your job, Reynolds? Do you like your job, Reynolds?
Fuck, that's a little deep. You run Universal. He wants a 3-picture deal. I don't know how to answer that. It's not a bad question. Like, see, at Stacy, you always make me think. You always make me think with these questions. Shit. I don't know. I'll have to try and see if I can come back to that one. What do you say, Mary? Creepshow, two a blast. So underrated. Tired of the dislikes that movie gets, and needs more respect. I mean, like, it seems like most people appreciate and like Creepshow. I don't know. It's, to me, I think this is the holy grail of horror anthologies. I don't think anything beats Creepshow for me personally. There's a lot of great anthologies out there you can put up against it, but nothing tops Creepshow for me. Even the second one, I love everything about the second one too. It's a shame we never got that pinfall story, actually, like, in the movie. I don't know what happened there. Oh yeah, we're at the part now, and he's grinding up his shitty wheat cereal, and there's bugs all grinded up in it. This is where he grabs the box, starts looking inside. It's granola wheat cereal, whatever that is. And he dumps it out on the counter, and all the bugs come out. Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to smash the bugs that are getting away. Hey there, Mr. Pratt. This is where the black guy starts fucking with him. Oh yeah, you have a bug problem again there, Mr. Pratt. It's like he knows this guy is racist, so he's gonna fuck with this guy.
I was just trying to run down in my mind who might have a 24-hour fumigating service. I might be able to get Pirelli Brothers out here by, shall we say, 11:30? You might go far, boy. I've noticed that in service jobs, people like
Ooh, that's a bad comment to say to someone like that. I notice people of your color go very far in your work. Oh, I don't even want to say that. It's bad. It is pretty bad. Like, yeah. Hey, as long as you're not dropping M-bombs, I guess, that's where it's really, you really jumping the line there. Stacy's saying, yeah, it started as rumors, and now there is almost a deal. They're waiting to announce it after Brendan Fraser Rental Family movie goes over. But Rodney Dangerfield biopic starring Brandon Fraser in the works. Wow. Okay. Wow. I mean, like it would be great. You know, after seeing The Whale, I'm a fan of The Whale. I know some people had issues with it. It seems like some people see it as something that was like a one-time watch, and some people had issues with it winning awards and everything. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great movie. So I think Brendan Fraser deserves to have, you know, his spot back in Hollywood again. You know, it's a shame. You know, he was like one of the blacklisted people for like what reasons too. That's another thing. Like, why was Brendan Fraser blacklisted from Hollywood? What did he do wrong? You know, the bugs are coming in. The little bastards are coming in through every fucking hole in your apartment now, buddy. Oh, yeah, this is where it gets a little fucking gross now. You know, cockroaches and swarms are no joke, man. I've never dealt with that before, but to me, that's where it's really crossing the line. Oh, now his power's going out in this building. Emergency power. We're going to end the stream here right after this story, so we have a few people left in the chat. Stacy saying, yeah, I thought of that one because he really was on some unique ideas with his movies when Shep Gordon and Alive Entertainment gave him money, and those were good. Yeah, right. Yeah, Tom over at the Undead of Night saying, yeah, do you think Rodney Dangerfield biopic because Creepshow 2 doesn't get no respect? Oh man, the bugs are everywhere. Now they're even the jukebox. Now you're gonna rely on this guy that you've been treating like shit to fucking save you? Gonna rely on Mr. White, this fucking guy you've been treating like shit? Yo, the bugs are all up on his neck now too. God, he even got flying cockroaches in there. All types of cockroaches. But apparently when they were filming this, a lot of the real cockroaches really got out of the set and got into the building, the studio where they were filming this, and they were breeding all over the fucking place. So, yeah, turned out to be a bad situation filming this segment. So now he thinks he's in this fucking lockout room now. It's going to fucking just totally keep him safe from all the cockroaches. Yeah, right, dude. I've been beating bugs all my life. I'll beat you too. Fuck out of here, dude. You're fucked. Yeah, take care, Stacy. You have enjoy the rest of your weekend. But yeah, we'll have a watch party coming very soon for Lady in White. So thank you again for recommending that. Oh, the bugs are in your lockout room, you piece of shit. I hope you die. Oh, God. See, that's just me personally. I see one cockroach, I'm going to step on it and get rid of it. That's the end of that. But dealing with that many cockroaches, fuck that, man. Mr. Pratt. Mr. Pratt. Talk to me, Mr. Pratt. Talk to me, you honky bastard. Bugs got your tongue. Oh, they all come out of his neck right here. Oh, it's so gross. Ooh. Good riddance, Mr. Pratt. The whole room is engulfed in every cockroach that was in the room. Now he's in the safe room. Now it's the next day. The sun is shining. Tom Savini and his garbage truck friend are picking up the garbage. Oh, look at this. Creepshow magazine.
Show your phone before you swallow!
What? It's a comic book. What? It's a comic book. He's got the earphones on. He can't hear anything.
Hey, look. Get away for all this stuff here. Look. X-ray glass.
No, that's probably the only downfall of the inside of the comic. You know, you don't have the giveaway stuff. Can't send away for a voodoo doll or anything. Probably the only thing missing in the comic book here.
Tired of getting sand kicked in your face?
Now, Billy's going to get revenge on his miserable father.
Billy!
Stan's got some neck pain. Probably from eating too much pussy.
There, you want me to get some Bengay?
Yeah, Stacy's saying I'm in Japan, so most of my sources at the former Fox and other places usually reach me on the weekend. Okay. How about another shot, Dad? All right, so that is Creepshow, everyone. It's the season for Creepshow. All right, we got a couple people left here in the chat. All right, so yeah, that'll do it for the stream, everyone. Yeah, we're gonna just keep it at that. We're not gonna do the second one tonight. That would have me up all night long right now, but we'll see if we can get the second one in. But yeah, there's nothing else really scheduled for the rest of this month at this moment. So just keep an eye out for things. I'll keep you all updated on what's to come and all that. So. But yeah, thank you all very much for hanging out with me here tonight to watch the ultimate horror anthology, in my opinion, Creepshow. So take care, be safe, and I'll see you all in the next one, everyone.